Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you guys, to stay notified and to stay inspired to wise up and rise up inside of your life from these narcissists. So if you clicked on this video, you want to know more about why do the narcissists cheat and still want you back? Or why do the narcissists cheat and they still have you in place and act like you're the apple of their eye? And listen to me. Based off of experience, right? As you guys, whoever is new to my channel, I used to be in a narcissistic relationship for almost 18 freaking years. And my narcissist, I never in my wildest dreams used to think that my narcissist would cheat on me and this and this and that. But it's like after, 18 years, like he did end up, we weren't together with the narcissist. Even if you guys are not together, that's what they use as an excuse. But they will still sleep with you. They'll still act like you're the main chick, you're this, and then to their death say that they don't have nobody else, they're not sleeping with anybody else. At the end of the day, narcissist, not a narcissist, there are lots of people out there that want their cake and eat it too, and they'll never ever want to tell you what is really going on if they have another person or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, they want their cake and eat it too, right? So with my what I found the difference with, let's say, a cheater or a toxic person wanting to have their cake and eat it too, comparison to a narcissist, is at the end of the day, a narcissist will not leave you alone. You are there. They treat you as you're their possession. It's not nothing to do with love, right? It's nothing to do with you're not giving them enough sex, or you're not giving them enough attention, or it's not any of those things. With a narcissist, it's just at the end of the day, if they see that you're starting to pull back, if they see that you're not being easily to be controlled, if they see that they're not having their way with you enough, that's when they start to go off and try to get their supply from somebody else that's going to give them that supply that you were not giving them anymore, or they were feeling that you were being hesitant to give them, or you were giving them a hard time, or you were nagging them, or you were on them, like you were starting to catch on to their toxic and negative ways, and you guys kept bumping heads. So they're like, at the end of the day, they see that the relationship's you're not being easy to control, manipulate, and gaslight and get away with it. They're now gonna try to get a backup plan, right? This is what I found. This is what I educated myself on. This is based on, I only like to talk on my page based off of my experience. So now they want to get a backup plan because they see things kind of going south here. They still want you as a supply, but now they want a backup plan just in case, right? Things that you decide to walk away fully from them, right? They're like, okay, I want to have my backup plan. So I'm going to have my backup plan so I can always get my needs met, because narcissists are all about supply. So what can you give them? What can you do for them? How can you feed that supply, right? Because at the end of the day, like I told you, it's a personality disorder. They see you as just an object. It's not about love. It's not about affection. It's not about attention. Like, it is about attention, but not in the way somebody would want it if they're in love with you, right? And they're seeking, affection from you, and you're just not getting that affection. I'm not justifying cheating. All cheating is, everybody's entitled to have free will and see things how they want to see things. So each to its own. But I am just explaining it based off of my experience and based off of what I've been educating myself on. Why do narcissists cheat, right? For them, again, it's all about supply. If they feel that they're not getting that supply from you, they're going to go somewhere else and they're going to get that supply, and they're going to have that supply as a backup plan. So just in case if you're not being as submissive as how you were at the beginning of the relationship, when they were love bombing you and you were just goo goo gaga eyes over them, and now they're just like, okay, she's catching on. She's kind of catching on to my tactics. She's kind of catching on to my ways. She's kind of catching on to my personality. She's starting to stand up for, he or she is starting to stand up for themselves. So you see, when you start standing up for yourself, or you start catching the narcissist in lies, or catching the narcissist doing certain things and picking up for yourself, they don't like that, right? They feel like they're losing control. So with a narcissist, the biggest thing that makes them go out and cheat is that they feel like they're losing control. They feel like they're not in control and you're not being as submissive anymore. And they feel that at the end of the day that you may drift away. So they're going to have a backup plan just in case if you drift away, so that no matter what, they'll still get their supply. They'll still get their needs met, right? So it's kind of like again, like, imagine you want something so badly, right? You get it, but then someone's trying to steal. Bad example. Let's say, I just try to make it an example to break it down for you as much as possible, but I'll give the example on basically my situation, right? My situation is I was with my narcissist for 18 years. I started to become more independent, right? He had so much control over me through the 18 years. I never used to drive. He never used to like me going to go see my mom without my daughter because he felt like it was a bad neighborhood. I had to carry her with me everywhere I go. Everywhere we went together. I never had any friends really because I had to cut them all off because I had guy friends. So at the end of the day, my narcissist had so much control over me, but I wanted a family lifestyle so badly. So I said, okay, great. Maybe this person just wants to, and I kept making excuses after excuses. One day, I started to become independent. I became an entrepreneur. So all these things he wasn't liking because it was him losing control over how he had so much control over my life. Because with narcissists, like I said, again, it's more so a control thing with them. They want to be able to control you and every move. This is why for a lot of narcissists, they won't allow you to go see friends, or they'll talk bad about your friends and say that person's a bad influence, that person's a bad this, or they'll say, no, you shouldn't go see your family members because they're toxic, or they're going to talk this, they're going to talk that, or they want all your eggs need to be in one basket being in a relationship with a narcissist. But at the same time, it's not okay, right? That you have friends or your eggs are not all in one basket, even though their eggs is not all in one. Their eggs will never be, a narcissist will never put all his or her eggs in one basket because they're always on edge, thinking at the end of the day, if I lose my supply, what am I going to do? I need my supply. So I'm going to have a backup plan just in case if something happens to my supply. And this is why they cheat, because at the end of the day, they always need their supplies met. Right? And again, they see you as a possession. You're not somebody that they love. They're not somebody they care for. You're just a possession that they can lose at any time. So they're always on edge and always want to make sure that they're getting that supply. And if they lose that possession, they have another possession right around the corner that they can have access to. And that's kind of like in the scheme of narcissists and why they cheat is this is exactly why. So with my narcissist, when he seen I started to become independent, when he seen that I wasn't really taking his bullshit anymore, he turned around and he got somebody else who would be submissive to that, right? That would take the bullshit. That was easier for them to lie to, manipulate, and gaslight all over again, right? And then that's what happens with the new supply. But first, everybody always wonders, what the hell? Why does the new supply get everything that I never wanted? And this, and the reason why is because the love bombing phase, right? They need to put on this amazing face and be amazing to this person in order for that person to even fall in love with them and be submissive to them, to their tactics and the things that they want and the things that they desire, right? So that's why if you're going through this situation right now where a narcissist cheated on you, or you found out that a narcissist cheated on you, or whatever situation you are right now, and you're trying to wonder, why does a narcissist cheat? Even though you gave them everything, even though you gave them a happy home, even though you did this, and every supply has a time limit before they go to the next supply. But that does not mean that because you have a time limit that narcissist will still not want to have access to you, still not want to be able to pick you up and then put you down. In their eyes, they have a collection. They have a collection that they always want to have access to pick up and put down for their egos to be stroked, for them to get supply whenever they feel like it, and for them to just feel like they still have control over you, right? So remember that if a narcissist cheats on you, that doesn't mean that they're done with you. It doesn't mean that they're gonna forget about you. It doesn't mean that, okay, great, they have a new supply, that's it. No, right? At the end of the day, it just means that you're like that special toy that they put down. They found another shinier toy. They want to play with that toy, and then they want to come back to you, the next toy, whenever they feel like it. Again, it's all about supply. It's all about control, and it's all about access to them, right? What you need to realize if you're a victim of a narcissist cheating on you is at the end of the day, it had nothing to do with love. It had to do with infatuation, supply, and control, right? This is just the personality traits of the narcissist. This is what a lot of victims need to come to the realization that it's just it's an actual personality disorder that these narcissists have. This is why they can't feel like you do. The empath, the caring, the loving, there's two types of people. There's people who went through traumas and they take their traumas, they bottle it all up, and they know how to departmentalize their mind and not let emotions get to them and not attach themselves to anybody and anything, right? Then there's those emotional people who went through trauma and they're just like so emotional. They just don't want, anybody to feel any pain, any hurt. They're very kind. They're very loving. They're very nice. They're very, affectionate. They're very open. Those are the type of people that, again, the narcissists with the personality traits prey on, because they want that so badly, what the other person has, because they don't have it. They have that hole inside of them that they're seeking for somebody else to fill inside of them, right? So it's just like at the end of the day, when they get that fiend filled, then they move on to the next to get the other person to fill it, right? And they move on to the next to get the other person to fill it. At the end of the day, right, you have to realize that it's a personality disorder that the narcissists have. You can't change somebody. You can't expect somebody to change. And I always say, at the end of the day, when the narcissist cheats on you and you find out, that's like a blessing for you to realize and wake up. At the end of the day, this person doesn't respect you. This person doesn't care about you as they say they do. And they really cannot feel the same way that you wish for them to feel for you, right? Because they have a personality disorder, right? And as much as you want them to, you need to take a step back, and we need to take a step back as victims of narcissistic abuse to realize the tactics on the personality traits and the tactics that these narcissists use, so then we can fully understand why they do the things that they do, to stand in the facts, to not allow it to happen again. Not to be, sad or have empathy for them, but to stand in the facts, to not allow it to happen again to you, right? So I hope that some of these tips and tools that I shared with you on breaking down, understanding why the narcissists cheat, for them, it's just not normal cheating of like, oh, I want to get affection from somebody else, or I want this or I want that. It's more so because at the end of the day, they start looking you either in just different ways as a threat. You're starting to fight back. You're starting to talk. You're starting to stand up for yourself. The love bombing phase is over, so they're just getting bored. They're just like, no, I could see her slipping. I could see him or her slipping away. So I'm gonna have my backup plan. And for them, again, it's always their needs needing to be met. Maybe you're a very successful person or a busy person, or you have kids to take care of, and you can't give all that attention and that affection and that need to the narcissist, so they go look for it somewhere else. Or the narcissist can be using you for a certain, supply, whether that be money, whether that be, attention or this. And as soon as they see somebody else that can give it to them, they'll go somewhere else. At the end of the day, it's just coming to the realization that when the narcissists cheat, it's only because at the end of the day, you are just supply. It has nothing to do with your personality. A lot of times it has nothing to do with your personality because they found something good in you from the get-go to be with you, right? Exactly. So at the end of the day, it's understanding and breaking down that the narcissist is all about supply. It's all about feeding their ego and filling into their desires and their needs. So even if you did all that for them and they catch an eye of somebody else giving them something else that they want, you're dropped for now, and then they'll go somewhere else. So keep that in mind. Stand in the facts and understanding why these narcissists pick up and they go cheat, right? And just break it down. Everybody's situation is different. I'm not saying that everything that I'm saying is right, and take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. I really do hope that, some of these tips that I shared has helped you in some sort of way. I say in all my videos, each one teach one, share the love, share the knowledge. If you know somebody else who is suffering or going through narcissistic abuse, or you're in a group, talking about narcissistic abuse, please share my channel. I feel that I share so much great tips and tools that can help a lot of people. And the whole point of this channel is because I'm starting a Wise Up, Rise Up community, to help people to wise up and rise up from these narcissists, so you can become a better version of yourself. Because it's through knowledge and implementing that knowledge is where you'll start seeing change inside of your life. And the only way that you can, heal and grow and evolve from these narcissists is standing in the facts, understanding who these narcissists are, understanding their tactics, understanding their personality disorder, understanding what did you allow, and how do you want to change in order for you to grow. And I share all these tips on my Wise Up, Rise Up community. So with that being said, you guys, please, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you thought. If you stayed this far to this video, leave me some sort of comment, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a thumbs down. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm here. I'm trying to help as many people as possible to wise up and rise up inside of their life. And also, you guys, go check out my podcast. I'm gonna drop a podcast this Thursday. I drop podcasts every Thursday on the Wise Up Rise Up podcast on Spotify and Anchor. And then go check out if you're going through narcissistic abuse or you're healing from it, go check out my TikTok channel, you guys. That will help you so much. I give so much more different content on there as well. Short, sweet, to the point, and to help you as much as possible, right? And I do answer my comments as well. So if you have any questions, if you want to book a one-on-one with me as well, I give a half an hour free consultation, and then from there to see where I can help you, step by step, to help you to grow and get over these narcissists, to become a better version of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again tomorrow on another video. Take care.